Welcome to Market Beacon. Today, we're getting into the absolute bedrock of smart marketing, figuring out exactly who you're selling to. We're going to show you how to stop the costly guesswork and start using a laser-focused strategy that actually gets results.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever caught yourself saying your product is for everyone? It's such a common trap to fall into. But honestly, it's probably the #1 reason why so many marketing campaigns just don't land.
Because trying to sell to everyone is a little like packing up your gear to go fish for trout in the middle of the ocean. It just doesn't make sense, right? You're going to waste a ton of time, a ton of bait, and you'll be lucky to get even a nibble. And that's really the heart of the problem. It turns your marketing into this super costly guessing game. You're just burning through your budget, burning through your team's energy, and you have almost nothing to show for it. A lot of motion, but very few actual conversions.
So how do we fix this? We switch from pure guesswork to a real strategy. And we do that by using two incredibly powerful tools. First up, we've got to decide exactly where we're going to fish.
That brings us to your target market. Now, think of this as the entire lake you've picked out. It's the broad but still defined group of every single person who could potentially be a customer for you.
And to define that lake, we look at it through 4 different lenses. You've got the basics, right? Demographics, that's stuff like age and income. And geographics, where they live. But where it gets really powerful is when you add psychographics, their lifestyles, their values, and behavioral data, which tells you how they actually spend their money. All right, so knowing the lenses is one thing. But now let's get practical. Let's talk about the how. How do you actually sit down and map out your own target market? It's really a 4-step process. You always start with the problem you solve. From there, you do your homework, real market research, to slice that big audience into smaller groups. And then you look at each of those slices to find your sweet spot, a group that's big enough, can afford what you're selling, and actually wants it.
Let's make this super concrete. Say you're selling a line of luxury organic skincare. Your target market isn't just women. No way. It's women between, say, 28 and 45 who have a household income over $70,000 and probably live in a major city. See how much clearer that lake is getting?
But here's the secret sauce. It's their values. This specific group really cares about natural ingredients. They care that products are cruelty-free, and they're willing to pay more for that. That psychographic insight, that's what makes this a great target market, not just a good one.
Okay, so we've defined our lake, we know where to fish, but now it's time to get even more specific. We're zooming in from the wide view to a super sharp focus. Let's talk about building your buyer persona.
So what the heck is a buyer persona? Think of it as a detailed profile of your one single ideal customer. And the most important words there are based on real data. This is not a work of fiction. So in our analogy, if the target market is the lake, the buyer persona is the specific fish you're trying to catch.
Let's just put it side by side. Target market, that's the whole group, the entire lake. Buyer persona, that's one ideal customer, the specific fish. Getting this distinction right is the real game changer for creating marketing that feels personal and actually connects.
Building one follows a really clear path. You have to start with real data, surveys, interviews, analytics, and use that to build a profile of a single person. Your whole goal is to understand their main problems so deeply that you can perfectly match your product to their needs, find them where they already hang out, and, crucially, speak their language.
Let's see it in action. Let's say your research gives you this data. Your ideal customer is mostly male, between 25 and 35, a content creator in Europe making between 4 and 10 grand a month, and they live on Instagram and Discord. Okay, this is the foundation, solid facts.
Now, we turn that data into a story. Meet Jack. All of a sudden, he's not just a collection of data points, he's a real person. He's 30, he's a creator, and his biggest professional headache is that video editing is taking too long and stopping him from growing his channel. You can feel that pain point, right?
And this is where the magic really happens. Look at how your marketing message completely transforms. You go from something generic like fast video editing software to speaking directly to Jack. Create stunning videos in half the time without hiring an editor. Wow, that hits his specific problems with time, quality, and money.
Just be careful because it's pretty easy to mess this up. The biggest pitfalls? Just making stuff up instead of using data. Being way too generic and trying to please everyone again. Marketing on, say, Facebook when your persona only uses Discord. Or adding a ton of details that don't actually matter. Keep it focused on what makes them tick.
Okay, let's wrap this all up. I want to be clear. These concepts aren't just for a marketing textbook. They are
quite literally, the master key to unlocking a strategy that really, truly works. It all boils down to these two tools working hand in hand. Your target market defines the lake, which keeps you from fishing in the wrong ocean entirely. Then your buyer persona tells you exactly which fish to target and, more importantly, what kind of bait to use. When you use both, marketing stops being a game of chance and starts being a science.
And remember this, your buyer persona is not some document you create once and then file away. It's a living, breathing guide for every ad you run, every email you write, every feature you build. So the question I want to leave you with is this: now that you actually know them, what are you going to say?
We really hope this explainer helps you move from guesswork to a winning strategy. For more deep dives like this, make sure you subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you never miss an insight. Thanks for joining us on Market Beacon.